Our journey through the solar system brings us back to our home in space, the blue-green rocky planet we call Earth. Earth is the largest rocky planet in our solar system, and it is the only place that we know for sure to have indigenous life. It is also the only body in our solar system that have an abundance of liquid water on its surface. We've not always considered Earth to be a planet. In ancient times, the Earth appeared to be a flat land, while planets and stars were far-off points of light in the sky. However, some Greek philosophers, such as Plato and Aristotle, theorized that the Earth was round as far back as the 3rd century BC. Around 240 BC, the Greek astronomer Eratosthenes was the first person to calculate the circumference of the Earth. By comparing the angle of the sun in the summer solstice in Alexandria and Cyrene, Eratosthenes was able to determine the circumference of the Earth. His result was surprisingly accurate, within only about 2% of the Earth's actual size. Yet even after the Earth was proven to be round, astronomers assumed that it was the center of the universe. In the 2nd century AD, Ptolemy described a system where the sun, moon, and planets circled the Earth. It wasn't until the 1500s and 1600s that Ptolemy's geocentric theory was challenged. Polish astronomer Nicholas Copernicus theorized that the planets orbited the sun rather than the Earth. In the 1600s, using an early telescope, Galileo made many discoveries which supported Copernicus's theory. He observed moons orbiting Jupiter and discovered that Venus showed phases like the moon, indicating that it orbits closer to the sun. Eventually, astronomers accepted that the sun was the center of our solar system, and the Earth and other planets revolved around it. However, just because the Earth is a planet doesn't mean it isn't special. The Earth is the densest planet and largest rocky body in our solar system. It is mostly made of iron and rock. It has an average diameter of 13,000 kilometers, or 7,900 miles. And it is the only planet in the inner solar system with a large moon. The Earth orbits the Sun at an average distance of 150 million kilometers, or 93 million miles. This places us in what is known as the habitable, or Goldilocks zone, where the temperature is just right for liquid water to exist. Unlike Mercury or Venus, Earth's axis of rotation is tilted by a little over 23 degrees. This means that during certain parts of the year, either the northern or southern hemispheres will be tilted towards or away from the sun. This is what causes the seasons. In June, the northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun and experiences longer days and shorter nights, while the southern hemisphere is tilted away from the sun, experiencing shorter days and longer nights. 6 months later, the opposite is true, with the northern hemisphere tilted away from the sun, and the southern hemisphere tilted towards the sun. The atmosphere is a huge part of what makes the Earth such a great place to live. As well as giving us oxygen to breathe, Earth's atmosphere also protects us from harmful radiation and stores heat to keep us warm. Earth's atmosphere is made up of 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and about 1% argon and other trace gases such as carbon dioxide. Earth's atmosphere is protected from the solar wind by its magnetic field. Created by the spinning iron core, the magnetic field deflects most of the charged solar particles and prevents them from blowing away the atmosphere. Some of the solar wind does collide with the Earth's atmosphere at the north and south poles, creating auroras. The magnetic field is also what causes a compass to point north. Another important feature that makes the Earth habitable is water. Earth is the only planet in our solar system with an abundance of liquid water on its surface. In fact, nearly 70% of the Earth's surface is covered in water. From the vast oceans, to the freshwater lakes and streams, to the frozen polar ice caps, water can be found nearly everywhere on Earth. And everywhere you find water, you find life. The Earth is inhabited by millions of species of plants, animals, fungi, and microscopic creatures. From the highest mountains to the deepest oceans, on the shores and in the deserts, our planet is teeming with life. Earth is the only planet that we know of with indigenous life forms. It is perfectly suited to our needs. Recently, we have begun venturing out, past the Earth's protective atmosphere, into the cold reaches of space. On April 12, 1961, Yuri Gagarin became the first human being to orbit the Earth. Since then, over 500 people have ventured into space. The International Space Station has been continually crewed by a total of over 200 men and women since the year 2000. At over 350 feet wide and weighing over 450 tons, it is the largest man-made object in space. Orbiting about 250 miles above the Earth, scientists and engineers on board the station run experiments, make observations, and test technologies for future space exploration. Perhaps one day, as technologies advance and spaceflight becomes more affordable, we will be able to venture far out into space and personally explore other worlds. But for now, it's up to us to protect our planet so we can share it with future generations. The Earth is the only home we have, and it's the best place in the solar system to live.
This is Apollo Control at 59 hours 9 minutes. Apollo 11 now 182,000 nautical miles from Earth, and the velocity down to 3,072 feet per second.